Good afternoon, students. So this is the third session or a period we are dealing with Babar Ali here. As you know that it is a lengthy or longer a text or a lesson article prescribed to us, a biography of an young and adventurous boy of 16-year-old who has created a history or a record, becoming the youngest headmaster in the world, who has changed the lives of so many children of deprived classes, poor families, and we have completed one subtitle in this chapter, that is Welcome to Babar Ali's School. Okay, this we have completed. And now we have the second subtitle, that is Anand Shiksha Niketan. So second one is Anand Shiksha Niketan. Okay. So this is what we need to focus in this class, the third period dealing with this lesson Babar Ali here. And here the authors are going to provide the information on Anand Shiksha Niketan. And it is the name of the school of Babar Ali, and where the author is going to give us the information about the school of Babar Ali and its ways here. Babar Ali actually started his school. Students, open page number 47, and it is the last, in the last part, after two paragraphs above, there is Anand Shiksha Niketan. And then Babar Ali actually started his school at the mere age of 9. See, when he started this school at the age of 9 years. When he was 9 years old, so he was well aware of beginning a school, naming his school as Anand Shiksha Niketan. Imagine the age, 9 years old boy, and he has decided, planned everything and started the school. In fact, his school, Anand Shiksha Niketan, grew out of a game. So how it established? How it grew? How it is founded? How it has born. So there is the incident here. It has been grew out of a game. So the text in italics. We used to play school with me as teacher. My friends had never seen the inside of a school, so they enjoyed playing students. Enjoyed playing students. And see, it grew out of game. How? See, when they were children, when they were small, and when they were playing a game called school, so the name of the game is school, and with a teacher and students deciding themselves and creating a game like this, so they were playing. We used to play school. With me as teacher, my friends had never seen the inside of a school, so they enjoyed playing students. Yes, see, this is the situation. A funny, a wonderful, really a comical. We feel really happy and we feel really laugh at it. And how the boy has taken this game as a serious one. And how it dragged him to think of beginning a school. When he became an imaginative teacher in the game, he has to act as a teacher in the game, and all of the students are as if his students. They enjoyed this game, becoming students to their friend Babar Ali as teacher. Then they ended up learning arithmetic and enjoying it. So then they played this game as teaching arithmetic, numbers, mathematics, and they enjoyed it a lot. So that was the game used to play. These people used to play. Babar Ali used to play with his friends during his early age, that is when he was smaller. Said Babar Ali, while trying to explain how he initially started teaching a school of his own. So it was told by Babar Ali when he was explaining how he initially started teaching as such. In 2002, the game got institutionalized. See, in the year 2002, it's just 18 years back. Yes, 18 or 17 years back that the school came into existence. The game got institutionalized with the strength of 8. So, in the beginning, when it gets institutionalized, so it began with 8 students in it. What is this? In the beginning. Okay. So gradually, word spread and the numbers grew. When the information spread that Babar Ali has started or teaching the students, when it spread around in the village, so its number started increasing or growing. Help began to come from other quarters, and as it is spread throughout, so the people came forward to help him from different corners of the place. Baba's own teachers, monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, sympathetic IAS officers, even local cops. See, these are the people who helped Babar Ali in the initial time when he began a school with 8 students in it. The teachers who voluntarily agreed to teach or help Babar Ali's students, teach Babar Ali's students, were from Ramakrishna mission, some synthetic IAS officers, and even some local cops have come forward to help him. When Baba first thought up a midday meal scheme, the rice came from his father's fields. But now, with the aid of friends in the administration, it comes from government stock. Initial stages, when he introduced the midday meal program, a scheme where we see in the present government scheme, midday meal scheme, or milk is they are distributing milk, and even they are giving eggs to provide protein to the students as of government schools are concerned. So it is the same thing when the idea flashed in the mind of Babar Ali to start midday meals. Though his father used to send rice from his fields, okay, but now at present, aid of friends in the administration, with the help of his friends in the state government's administration, they have recommended Babar Ali school to get a free food items to his school also. So they have sanctioned, and now it is coming from government stock. Then today, 9 years down the line, the school has 60 regular attendees and over 220 students on roll call and 800 students in total, with 10 volunteer teachers teaching grades 1 through 8. His little afternoon venture is now registered and recognized by the West Bengal state government, which means students graduating from Babar school are eligible to be transferred to other local high schools of the state. See, this is how a school came into existence, or takes its birth, or how Babar Ali started his school, and how the help started coming from different corners of the state. And now it is completely institutionalized, okay, and the government has permitted the other schools to enroll the students whoever graduating or passing out from Babar Ali school as such. See the number how it grew. After 8, it became to 60 regular attendees, and again it grew to 220 students on roll call. And the total number came to 800 students in total, 800 students. And there are 10 teaching fraternities, volunteer teachers, and they teach grade 1 to 8 through 8 here. And his a little dream, a small dream of Babar Ali, that is an afternoon venture, afternoon school. Now it is registered and even recognized by the state government of West Bengal. Imagine. Why? Because see, there are 800 students. See, 60 regular attendees. Yes. Then 220 on roll call. Yes, on. And 800 students. Students in total. So why can't the government sanction? Why can't the government recognize this and register this as a part of aided one? Yes, it gave aid to this school, registered, and even recognized by the government here. So now it means that whoever studies in Babar Ali school as of today and when it was achieved, is eligible to get seat or admission to any other colleges in the state, that is West Bengal. So Babar Ali became successful in making his dream fulfill or success. Then when the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their chorus and jobs at daytime, they run to attend Baba's afternoon school. They arrive in time for Tulu Maishi's opening bell. A man who is assigned or voluntarily became a man to ring the bell here, and usually the children of the village and nearby villages, after completing their daily chorus and some part-time jobs as such in daytime, so as soon as they listen Tulu Mahishi's bell, the opening bell of the school, so they used to run to attend Babar Ali's afternoon school. So it was quite easy for them. Afternoon school, they can go and complete their daily chorus, and some of them can go work in their fields till afternoon and complete their work and return to the school here. And even Babar Ali has to go to his college and get education over there in the morning time, and soon after that he used to join his afternoon school here. And there were 10 teaching fraternity or teachers in the school. So this is Ananda Shiksha Niketan of Babar Ali. Okay. Then the next subheading that we have here is meet some poor, good, kind souls. So the next heading after Anand Shiksha Niketan is the third one. Meet some pure, good, kind souls, and who helped Babar Ali, who helped the dream of Babar Ali come true or to become success in his aim, in his goal. So there are people who are pure-hearted, good-hearted, kind-hearted. So they helped. So, clad in window swish whites, stick in hand, Tulu Rani Hazra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist by afternoon. So this is the name. The first name that he takes here is Tulu Rani Hazra. She voluntarily is helping Babar Ali school here. How? See, by profession she is a fishmonger who used to sell the fishes all day. By moving to villages around it, and she is an illiterate fishmonger in the morning and becomes a crusading educationalist in the afternoon. Imagine her service to this school of Babar Ali. And what is she doing here? On fish selling rounds of nearby villages, her job is to confront erring parents who have stopped sending their children to school and to find new students. Yes. So as she goes to sell fishes around the villages, she wanted to visit the houses or the parents who have stopped their children to go schools. And those erring parents, and she becomes successful in convincing those erring parents who have stopped their children gaining education. And also she finds new admissions to Babar Ali school. She used to take the names, enroll the names and get admission to Babar Ali school, and she was doing it voluntarily without expecting anything from Babar Ali. And what a service that Tulurani Hazra is rendering here is. We have stopped sending their children to school and to find new students. She has recruited 80 till now. At the time of publishing this, published this book, she has already enlisted or got 80 admissions, 80 students, 80 students admitted. Imagine completely 2 sections of students she brought from roaming around the villages, from conversing with the parents and convincing them to send their children to school. And making them agree is a difficult one in rural areas, in villages. But whereas Tulurani Hazra, she becomes successful in getting 80 new students recruited to Babar Ali school. It's a great thing here, isn't it? And now, the teaching staff. The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school student volunteers. So then comes to the teaching staff here. And the whole teaching staff was of students from high school. They have come all the way voluntarily to teach the students in Babar Ali school with no salary. They never expected or asked any salary or money for their teaching here. So this is the self-motivated service that they wanted to render or to give these poor, underprivileged students in the school. So there are 9 teachers, voluntary teachers. They are the high school students. They also are average teenagers. And note that the age of these teachers, high school teachers or students teaching in this school are also of average teenagers who are helping out Babar in making difference. The most educated was Debarita. She is the one goes to college in Behrampur. So she is a college student and she also voluntarily agreed to teach or help the students in Babar Ali school. So they joined the hands with Babar Ali to help or to make the difference, to achieve and to show the rest of the world that they too can serve. They too can contribute. They too can work for the development of the poor people like this. See, teenagers, high school students having a mature mind of teaching the students, poor students. It's a great thing, isn't it? Then it is the only one person, that is Dabarita, is a college student in Behrampur, used to teach. So senior teacher in Babar Ali school is Dabarita. Okay? So now, Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. There is no building or establishment for his school. He teaches his students under the open sky. Imagine, there is no building. There is no infrastructure as how we give the education or get the education in a very sophisticated, a comfortable infrastructure like this inside the buildings, fans, electricity, everything. So the classrooms of Babar Ali school were open. No establishments, no buildings, and they teach their students in the open sky. Some children sit in the mud, others on rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. The family chickens scratch around nearby in every corner of the yard. Groups of children can be seen studying hard. So there were so many disturbances happening in between. The students sat on mud on the ground, and some students sat on the benches, the rickety benches, almost spoiled benches, old benches. They made sound when they sat or moved towards left or right like that. So it is the quality of those benches, the older ones. And some homemade shelter. Some students used to bring some arrangements to sit on the ground, some clothes as such, or mats as such. And sometimes the chickens used to fall on these students because it is open place and it is a village where you can see all these chickens, and they used to fight and fall on these students here and scratch around the people. The students sat on the ground, and in every corner of the yard groups, children can be seen studying hard. And in that open place, in that yard of ground, so all the students were serious, concentrating, very much attentive in studying. So this is the thing or a picture of Babar Ali school we see there. So is it possible for today's students of city, towns, bear such kind of things, sitting on a mud or rickety benches, old broken benches, or bringing the arrangements from their homes to sit on ground? No. The government will never allow or aid or give permission to such school now, isn't it? But whereas Babar Ali school, you see, there is zero infrastructure, and the students are very much interested to work hard or to study hard in that place. It's much easier to enroll kids who are not old enough. To get admissions, the small children is easier or not old enough. So class 1 and class 2 have over 200 students. Okay, listen. class first plus second have over 200 students. Imagine the strength here. Then class 8 has just 20 students. Then class 8 has 20 students. They study 10 subjects. So they study 10 subjects according to West Bengal government, state government syllabus. Then, and are mostly taught by Baba and Debarita Bhattacharya. And these 8th class students were taught only by Baba. Most of the classes were engaged, taken by either Babar Ali and Debarita Bhattacharya, who is a college goer. Debarita is another volunteer who has been helping out for a long time now. Yes, she also on her own voluntarily agreed to serve Babar Ali's students here. And she has been helping out for a long period of time in this school of Babar Ali. And this is the way of teaching and the arrangements in Babar Ali school. Then textbooks are free from class 1 to 5. The students of class of class 1 to 5 gets textbooks are free, given free. Free of cost. But for the rest, money needs to be arranged. On any given day, there are close to 400 students physically present in Babar Ali's front yard. And some of the other, moreover, so the total presentees in the students list was 400 usually. And imagine. Today, in cities with all infrastructures, highly developed classrooms, with all facilities, we fail to get 100% attendance. Every day we see absentees lists. But here, nearly 400 students we see every day in the school of Babar Ali. On any given day, there are close to 400 students physically present in Babar's front yard. It is hard to get the children to listen, being so young themselves, yes, and to control the students here. It is very difficult. Because see here, class 1 and 2nd have the strength of 200 students. And imagine the age of class 1 and 2nd, 6 and 7 years old people, students. Is it possible to control them? It is not. If you just think about 200 number of students as 200 here, one will feel it is hard, difficult to control this strength in an open atmosphere and not in an enclosed, highly developed, special classrooms like this, what we have, in an open sky. And it becomes hard to get the children to listen also, because that is a huge crowd, 200 students, being so young themselves, and the teachers too are young here. They were of teenagers, and how can you control them completely and make them listening to you? It is difficult one. But see what happens in the next. What happens next? The narrow age gap works to our advantage, says Baba. This narrow age group means the age between 1st to 8th standard and these teenagers, high school students, is a narrow age group, and it becomes successful. They become successful in controlling them because they can implement the right ideas according to their age and control their students. We are more like friends. The rod is spared in my school. Yes. Why it is achieved, why they become successful in controlling the students or in making them to listen to them or to the classes is, along with the narrow age group, they don't have a habit of punishing the students. The rod is completely spared, unused in the school. And they used to behave with the students in that area as friends, as close as friends. And it is because of this reason they are successful, they were successful in making them to listen attentively towards the classes. See the ideas and the practices they arranged and made to control and run the classes smoothly here. See, one will feel wonder, isn't it? See, today we can't even imagine or control the students who are well matured, who are in POC. We fail to control sometimes. Yes. Such is the attitude of some students, uncontrollable students. Means we fail to make them attentive or concentrate in the classroom. Some students, they do one or the other monkey trick, never be attentive inside the sophisticated, well organized, arranged, developed classrooms. But whereas here, in an open atmosphere, and small kids, and think that how they can have the relationship of friendship between them, and how can they control without stick or rod to make them quiet or attentive in the class or in that open space there. So it is impossible. To listen, it becomes really not possible to listen. That it is going to be a successful one. But it is successful in Babar Ali's case. It's successful in Babar Ali's practices as such. So now, dear students, we have come to a situation in this lesson where we have understood all the ways of works, ideas, hard work, intelligent work of Babar Ali becoming successful in giving educations to these poor and underprivileged children of his village and the surrounding villages of his village. And see, there were 800 students in the school. He has not started with a big fund or money. And he naturally begins or started his school as it is because that they have experienced the game called school. The artificial acting of the imaginary acting of a teacher and student gave rise to an idea in them to begin the school, in Babar Ali to begin or to start a school. Why? Because all these children when they were kids and small age, have no schooling. They never used to go to school because they are poor. Because their parents can't send them to school, since they are poor or not at all afford to spend the money for their belongings or things needed to take school as such. School bags, textbooks, pen and pencils or chalk pieces, uniforms, and they have to take arrange a vehicle to reach the school. If it is the same village, it's okay, but nearby village, they have to send their children by autos or some other arrangements. So for that, they have to spend money. So it was impossible for the parents of that locality. Since they were very poor, economically very backward, they never ever thought of giving basic education to their children in that locality. And it is Babar Ali who became successful in observing and identifying these poor underprivileged children and brought them to his school, open air school, open space school, and made them to sit and listen to his teachings and the teachers of Babar Ali school. As a great job, is a great achievement of Babar Ali here. And people voluntarily helping him, like Tululani Hazra, S. Debarita, and so many others voluntarily helped him. And Tulu Maishes, see how great. And 9 teachers from different high schools, they came forward to teach with free of cost. They never expect any salary or money from Babar Ali. So on their own, with full willing to serve, these service-minded teenage teachers taught the students of Babar Ali with free of cost here. And they were successful here. So here, to take a climax or the ending of this story of Babar Ali. See, once again, go back to the first period or session where we have started with the introduction to this lesson, Babar Ali. And how Samapita Mukherjee Sharma has got this copy and written in one of her journal or magazine, and how Tanveer of Bangladesh, youth volunteer, youth leader volunteer, collected the information and introduced us Babar Ali, and how the school and how he begins it and how it takes its birth or origin from its founder called Babar Ali, and who are the people who help the kind-hearted, the pure-hearted, the good-hearted people with all their service or selfishness. They came forward in donating money and other food items, and even his own father, Nasruddin Sheikh, used to supply rice in the initial stages of the school for his midday meal scheme. And later, noticing this, when there were 800 students enrolled in Babar Ali's school, the government of West Bengal came forward to help, and the food items were supplied from the stock or the godown of state government of West Bengal. And as it observed and seen and found the enrollment of 800 students, regular attendees 400 every day, the school was registered and recognized by the West Bengal government, and also it has permitted the students of Babar Ali school can take admissions for their higher studies or further studies in different colleges and schools of West Bengal's government as such, or in the local school and colleges as such. And later, how hard working these volunteer teachers, who are almost teenagers, in controlling these students in the open sky, and without infrastructure or a planned building, how it is possible for them to make the students sit quietly and listen to them. Really, one has to work very hard, struggle a lot to control this mob of small kids, see like 200 students in first and second standards. And class 1 to 5 students get free books there. They need not pay any money for the textbooks in the school. Who? Class 1 to 5th standard students. And after that, student has to pay some money to the school here for other expenses here. And these arrangements were made by Babar Ali here. And then finally it makes the dream, the play, a game of Babar Ali. When the idea came from their own game, when they were playing, arouse, take its birth as a real school in the name of Ananda Shiksha Niketan. Okay, I think one more session or a period is required to complete this chapter, dear students. So we have almost came to the end of the lesson here, page number 49. So we will begin the next class from the last paragraph of page number 49 here and conclude it in tomorrow's class. Thank you.